Okay, so today I am presenting the Matrix Mixer with touch pots. These are soft pots made by Spectre Symbol, and then I also have push pull pots, which are usually used on guitar for pickup configurations. And I have a previous model that I've made. So it's a 3x3 Matrix Mixer, much the same as this. And it has one of the Spectre Symbol. It's a linear potentiometer, soft pot, and the way that it's activated is by a switch. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of rat's nest in there. And in this design, I have taken that away by creating a PCB. So this is a 2-layer PCB, and I've been over eager and put one resistor, so I'm almost ready to make my second one. So I'll just give you a brief showcase of how it works. I'll tell you everything that's plugged into it. It's quite messy here. I haven't got around to getting coloured wires yet. So essentially we have a polysaturator made Pigtronics polysaturator, and it's coming in input 1 and output 1, and basically that's creating a feedback loop. That's the same with the Dr. Tone delay. I've done a few hacks on this, so it should make noise essentially when these buttons are pushed, and that's in a feedback loop on input 3 output 3. And I have output 2 being sent to Orange Tiny Terror amp, and I have input 2 for a drum machine. I'm using a drum machine because I think it shows off the cross modulation that you get with a Matrix Mixer quite well. So how it works, basically when the push pull pots are in the down position, so you can have an up or down position. When they're pushed, you're controlling the potentiometer that's attached, so you're controlling using the pot, and when they're up, you're controlling the soft pot. So I suppose the easiest way to show that is so that's your pot, and then if I pull that up, because these are capacitive, basically they represent 0 essentially when nothing's being touched, but as you can see, yep. So then you kind of start getting interesting effects, as you heard, when you start bringing in extra layers. And you'll notice that the pitch changes. So that's just to do with the volume, and that can also be changed on the polysaturator. So essentially we can have it sitting like such, and we can start to make some interesting things happen. So I'll just turn everything back off here. So I think this kind of really boosts how expressive an instrument this is. and it's very subtle. Very small movements can give you quite a lot of depth. It feels like there's more control, but then it's also quite nice to be able to have this set somewhere, have a pot set somewhere, and then you can have your finger like such. So it's kind of, if the pointer is there and you pull it up and your finger's in the same place, you're gonna have a very similar, it's not exactly the same sound, but it gives you an idea, and I think that's quite nice. Yeah, so I'll kind of give it a bit of a tilt. So this is currently being held on by quite strong magnets, as you can see. Not the sturdiest of joins, but hopefully with a version 2 we'll get to there. And essentially I have, or had planned to have, a fully modular system, just based on trying to get the system to be as small as I could. I had shrank the dimensions, and unfortunately the tip would not fit in here, so I've had to remove that. I don't really see that as too big a problem, because I was already thinking of changing the connection for the modular, so maybe like a snap connector, so if I was to build another one of these, it would just snap on. However, it was suggested that maybe jack connectors are the best way, because you'll always have a jack lead about. This might make it a bit messy and confusing, but yeah, I'm really happy with the design. Hopefully I can get building a second one, so that I've already tested out the kind of modular capabilities using my previous model, but I think that there would need to be some kind of buffering or amp in between, and whether that be something you build yourself, or whether you just have a pedal in between, I don't know, MXR micro amp kind of springs to mind, but that's probably going to get quite costly even, sorry, after a while. But yeah, on my blog I've already talked about preamp buffering. So I actually think that the way it would have to work is if you had an output buffer, but as I say, I need to experiment with that. So yeah, that's the Touch Matrix mixer, and schematics are on my GitHub, which can be found on one of my blog posts, and the blog is Adam Sloan Design Blog .wordpress.com.